Hi Gaurav, hi Nayan. Thanks for joining me for this interview with the India Global Business. Thank you once again to accept this invitation. You guys have been doing quite significant work over the years on the UK-India startup corridor. Why don't you tell me more about the JPI and Venture Catalyst journey till now? How did it all start, and what's it that we could expect coming forward?
Param, firstly, thank you so much for having us, and we love the work Vicky is doing, and we would love to be able to contribute to the journey. So we as JPN Venture Catalyst Limited, our intention is to build the largest UK-India bi-directional investment and growth corridor for startups. And what I mean by that is, again, see, they're very different ecosystems. The sophistication levels, the thought processes, the cultures are very different. And India is a phenomenal market where
Yes.
people want to access, but they are also slightly intimidated because of the sheer size and navigation. And Indian businesses typically have always gone to the US, and we've done a lot of effort, as Vicky, in making sure that UK becomes a very central hub point as a good discussion and a good destination for growth into Europe and other markets. And because we're based in the UK, we're here. That is what allows us to be able to position ourselves in a capacity to be able to help those startups to find, firstly, the right investment from strategic investors, as well as also grow with genuine partners who we've seen for a while, who are truly able to help scale those businesses. And I think this bit of execution between UK and India can is perfect timing because of Brexit, and the relationships are going very high, and there's a lot of value and growth to be created, but a lot of entrepreneurs dreams to be enabled, a lot of jobs to be created, and both economies will really flourish if we get the right support over the next decade.
Right. And Nayan, could you tell me more about the collaboration with Venture Catalyst, and how
Sure.
did that happen, and how is it benefiting startups?
Yeah, so JPIN, has been operating for over a decade now in the UK, and we have been quite instrumental in a lot of UK India corridor investments and a lot of large scale transactions, M&A conversations. So Gaurav and I both personally have invested into several startups, and that's how because we have worked with some of the largest multinationals globally and some of the top five family offices of the world. We kind of also got to see very intrinsically into the into their businesses and the technologies that they have. And one of the things that we realized was that all these businesses which have been built over hundreds of years, if they continued on the same path, they would all kind of evaporate very quickly and extinct quite fast. So that's where Gaurav and I kind of started looking at startups and seeing where the disruptions are happening. Fortunately, in our own personal investments, we saw a lot of success. And when Venture Catalyst was very early in its journey, they reached out to us because we were one of the brands that they got to know about. And they said that we want to do the international expansion. Would you like? So we kind of looked at each other. We did several events together to begin the journey. In both the cohorts, we got a lot of oversubscription for investments, and from there on, we entered into a business together where Venture Catalyst and JPI joined hands, and it's a joint venture which is owned equally between the two groups. And Venture Catalyst basically focuses on India, and JPN Venture Catalyst focuses on international growth of the business, with the idea that, as Gaurav mentioned, it's bi-directional, where we are looking very much on the UK startups and European startups to grow into India, and Indian startups to grow into UK and Europe, and then go into other destinations. And that is how the journey has started, and it has been a fantastic journey. With As a group, we are now investing in 4 to 5 transactions a month. So the scale has grown rapidly, and in the UK, we were hoping to do maybe 4 or 5 transactions the whole year, But now we think that we will be doing a lot more than that in 2021.
That's an interesting statistics you threw in, because from what you guys perceived the partnership would look like to what it's come about. And you mentioned about the journey, you mentioned about investments in startups. Do you mind sharing some of your success stories, or any of the significant startup investments that you guys made, and how they've been able to achieve success here in the UK?
Yes, certainly. So I'll give one example of an Indian business called Chingari. So when TikTok got banned in India, several startups came up, and Chingari, 3 months in, had acquired 39 million users. So we took a bite, and they were 4.5 million was the total raise. We took a bite of 1 million, and the round oversubscribed to a degree that the total round size went up to 14.5 million.
Great.
And by the time we had closed the round, they had 70 million users,
Okay.
and
Interesting.
we had phenomenal investment interest from the UK. From one of the biggest family offices of the UK and top 25 globally,
Okay.
participated, and that has already shown a great growth.
Mhm.
Where we came at a 30 million pre-money valuation. We're now raising another round at 70, but we already have large ticket investors looking at 100 to 150 million kind of a ticket. So, and that's happened within a 7 month time frame.
Okay.
Uh,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
and similarly, we have another British business, Conigital, which is has been backed by Innovate UK and the Future Fund as well. And we took a bite, and we're very strategic into our investment, and we've been able to get phenomenal interest from Indian investors into the UK business. And
Mhm.
that we feel is a potential decacorn in the making. It's autonomous self-driving tech, and it's super hot. And these are just some of the success stories. We are very keen. We see there's a lot. British tech has a lot of growth and respect in India and in other markets. It just access for them has always been a challenge, and this is where they have a lot of confidence in JP and WeCats to be able to help them now, but with the right capital and the right guidance. Because a journey to becoming a 10, 20, 50 million business is very different to becoming a unicorn.
Right.
And that is where we have three unicorns in our portfolio, group portfolio already, and we are very very keen. We have a lot of learning. We've seen how things have where people have gone wrong, so we're constantly involved in guiding the startups, and also investor money, how it can actually grow very fast. So that has
Right.
been a core focus.
Great. Are there any specific techs that you look at, or are you sector agnostic? Is there anything that you know uh, is something that just gets you excited and you guys would want to look at and keenly invest in? Is there anything that you could share with our viewers?
So Param, I absolutely, we are not tech focused only,
Okay.
because that is something that, a lot of when people think about venture capital, they think about tech only, right? But we have had tremendous successes from companies which are absolutely non-tech as well. So companies like Beardo, which we invested in, and Marico Brothers came in and completely, bought that company over. It was an FMCG brand. And then we invested in another company called Peace Safe, which is a woman hygiene brand. But those are a couple of examples. But in tech, again, we are invested into companies like Cora mentioned, Conigital in the UK. We've invested into a fintech startup called Credit Enable, which is again doing really well, phenomenal business. So similarly, we are looking at startups which are either category creators or category leaders, and have extremely strong founders who we feel have a potential to make it $1 billion or a decacorn business. What we feel is that there is uh, not a shortage of capital for good startups. And we, with the capacity and the capability that we have, we are very easily able to fund a few million for startups now. But it is about and get a lot of follow-on capital as well. But the thing is that whether the founder is going to be able to handle it, will it be able to grow at that scale? Because the whole idea of investing into a startup is to have a 10x growth year on year kind of an opportunity, right? You don't want to invest into a good stable business. This is a very fast hyper growth startup
Right.
industry, and that's where we are looking to invest. And then the only other thing I wanted to highlight why we are being so successful also as a business in our journey, a very early journey, is because from day one, we have thought about not, we are building an ecosystem. So what I mean by that is that, we have a platform for angel investment. We have our own fund through which we can invest into startups directly, as well as we have an investment banking arm. We have an open innovation platform for corporates to invest. So we are doing everything, for the start with keeping the founders in the center, so that when they start their journey from day one till they have gone to IPO, uh, we as a business are continuously supporting them, not just coming into them once for investing once into their journey, but continuously supporting them through their first 36 to 48 months, so that there's constant support. And again, we have had such tremendous success already by investing into UK startups, that we are just launching our UK fund as well, very specific to investing into EIS opportunities, as well as European startups as well.
Right. Um, One last parting question, and I'm sure you would have a lot to share on that as well. What next? What's the future like for JPN Venture Catalyst? You're saying you're wanting to create a ecosystem, or rather you have created an ecosystem and you have so many arms within the business as well. What next? What's the next big thing that we can expect from you guys?
So, firstly, our focus is to align with the government on the leveling up of the regions. We are going. We see there's a big gap where everyone focuses on London, Oxford, Cambridge. We're actually going city by city, pan UK. Birmingham, Manchester, Leicester, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, to be able to bring it together, because there's a lot of capital that is still sitting there that needs international investment, but a lot of nurturing those markets, so that when we actually bring, when we are bringing startups or businesses from India to the UK to create employment, they're not just focused on London, they are spreading out across.
Right.
And I think that is our core focus. And we have already received a lot of interest and support from the government, and I think we are looking to go deeper, but also other markets are also opening up. Our viewpoint is that different markets can also play a very critical role in enabling the UK India, because capital is being deployed in both these markets.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
JPIN has already emerged as the leader, and
Mhm.
our vision is to be the largest investment bank for startups, looking at as low as 500,000 going up to 2, 3, 4, 500 million in fundraise for them.
Great. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us. And I'm sure we'd have further more opportunities in the future as well to interact. And hope to hear more from you in coming times. Thank you.
Thank you, Param, for the opportunity.
Thank you for having us. Delightful. Thank you so much.